Okay, I'm sitting down. You're all up there. This is a different experience for me. And it'll probably be a different experience for you, too. Okay, so during the break, I hope you guys read up on this FizzBuzz kata here. Meanwhile, what I did was I created I created a new project in the repository that I've been building up for the summer here, called FizzBuzz. Basically, what I did is I took the airline archetype. I created the project. I imported it in here. I gave it a different name when I created it, and then I renamed all the classes. So, but you've still got stuff that looks a lot like flight and the main. So, like FizzBuzz here, it's got abstract flight. We can fix that as part of the. As a matter of fact, let's just fix it now, I guess. Oops. Got to figure out where the keys are on this keyboard. Oh, I also went and got myself one of the department-provided keyboards. Thank you, department. Thank you guys for paying your tuition so we can afford nice things like this. Cool. Okay. So let's. What I'd like to do is work with somebody or somebodies to implement this kata. I had one brave volunteer from the class who, Jason. Is he here? Yeah, come on down, if you don't mind. And we can start with him. And you know, when you get tired, you can tag out, and maybe someone else will join. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right here.
Oh, good. So am I. So it'll be a mouse on the same side and everything like that. Hi.
Right.
Thank
Hi.
you. I really appreciate this. I know it's
Sure.
kind of intimidating, isn't it, everybody? Yeah, look back at you. Because don't worry, now you'll be coding in front of them, too. Okay.
Make everybody feel good that way.
Yeah. Well, or it'll be like, oh, I got to up my game, be more like Jason. Okay. So I have to admit, during the break, I was trying to get all the Maven stuff squared away. I didn't really look at the kata too much. Remind me what this one's all about again?
FizzBuzz?
Yeah.
Count. I think it's count from 1 to 100. If it's a multiple of 3, replace it with fizz. If it's a multiple of 5, replace it with buzz.
Okay, multiple 3.
Fizz and 5 buzz.
Oh, and if it's
pretty
both
straightforward.
3 and 5 for
FizzBuzz.
FizzBuzz.
Yeah. Mhm.
You ever heard of this kata before?
Yes, actually I have.
Okay, yeah, where'd you hear about it?
In the New Beginnings program.
Oh, really? Is that something that they talk about in New Beginnings?
Yeah.
Yeah, was Warren all like, yeah, you're going to get this kind of thing in the real world?
Well, they actually suggested we go through a lot of these katas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so you're like ahead of the game.
Well, I don't know about that.
well,
I think I'm way behind.
We'll find out shortly. Okay. Good deal. So, okay, where do we start? What should we do? I'll go to IntelliJ first, I guess.
Start coding.
Yeah. I'll be the driver first. So yeah, let's write ourselves a test. So we've got all of these tests. Let's just get rid of them all. This is all stuff from. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all stuff left over from the flight, and then I guess we'll just get rid of this stuff too. See, IntelliJ is telling me that that's not used anymore. That's good. So and I'll just commit this stuff because I just like clean commits. So remove last vestiges of airline application, airline archetype. Well, that was easy. Okay.
So is a navigator supposed to pick out misspellings as well?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Spelled
I can't spell very well. Okay, good deal. Keep forgetting it. Okay, so stuff's up on GitHub. Oh, and by the way, well, you can, if you want to follow along at home, it's all up there on my GitHub. We can talk about that later. Okay. Okay. So what's the first test? Test. Well, so what does our program need to do? What are the inputs and what are the outputs?
No inputs.
Well, okay, sorry. Now, it was a good point. Do you want to start with like the command line first, or should we start with maybe like a domain class first?
Well, I don't know. Do we want to extend what the program actually does? I mean, what it's asking for is just a dumb program that prints out 1 to 100.
Right.
Right. So
Let's work on the logic first instead of like the command line interface.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So like, what's the first piece of logic that we should implement?
I assume just counting from. First, can we count from 1 to 100?
Okay.
Is that what you're asking? That type of logic?
Yeah. Well, it's like so. What it's got to do is got to go from 1 to 100.
Yeah. Then the next step would be replacing. At least that's how I would do it.
Yeah. Okay. Even simpler than that, though. I mean, we ultimately like sort of need a function that takes in a number and then returns either like that number or fizz or buzz or FizzBuzz, right?
Okay, sure.
So yeah, let's start there.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So it's like given that, I don't know what the name of it's going to be, but like, what's the most simplest test for that? Or is the first test that we should write for that?
Just test for a number.
Okay. What number? What's a good number? So FizzBuzz of.
Well, I don't know. Do you want to make it generic and basically create 3 tests where one says given a number it'll just give back the same number, versus given a number it gives back either a FizzBuzz or a FizzBuzz.
Okay,
so
cool.
I guess there's 4.
Okay, so then, so like what's a number that gives back its own number?
Yeah.
Like
1.
1. Okay, FizzBuzz of 1 is 1. Okay, cool. So, so assert. So like, given when then seems a little overkill for this. Oops. Stack import method, hamcrass, assert that. So let's see here. We want FizzBuzz is the name of our class. Let's create a method called FizzBuzz of buzz capitalized of 1 equals, what does it equal? 1. Okay. We'll create that method. String takes a... Oh, it returns a string. Well, that's interesting. I wonder why I guessed that.
Yeah. Is it?
Oh, equals. That's why. Equal 2 is what I want. And then import the static method. This guy equal to 1. Okay.
For this case, do you want to keep it as a string? Because it can come back as fizz, right?
Yeah. Okay.
We're not calculating it.
Wouldn't it better to just return the string because you want to return FizzBuzz and FizzBuzz as well?
Okay.
So instead of int, just return.
So it should be the string one. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Yeah, good. Cool. Okay. And then FizzBuzz. Well, okay, that returns null. Okay, so let's do some TDD. So let's run this thing. So we can click here, say run. Okay, it fails. Not so surprising. There. But was null. Okay. So what do we need to do to get this to pass?
Return the number. Or
Okay.
String
Oops.
2 string. Or
Return the... Yeah, does anybody remember how to convert an int into a number? Or into a string?
Integer parse int. So supposed to use the static method for the
Parsing goes the other way, right? Parsing is from string to int, but
string 2
string...
or is it?
Oh, yeah, string value of number. Try that. Rerun our test. Yay, okay. First one passed. Okay, your turn.
Okay.
Okay. Next, scoot over here.
So next test then. So now
Yeah.
we don't need to refactor. I'm assuming.
Nope.
Okay.
That's the integration test.
Oh, that's yeah. Sorry, went wrong.
Okay.
Let me get rid of those. Okay. So what's our next test?
Well, let's see here. We did FizzBuzz of 1 is 1. What's FizzBuzz of 2? 2. Is that interesting? It's not going to fail, right? So let's forget that. Okay, yeah. So like, what's the... What is the FizzBuzz of 0? FizzBuzz is divisible by 15?
It starts with 1.
3 and 5?
Does it start with
Oh, no, yeah, it does say start with 1.
okay.
But no, but good thinking. That's good boundary condition. So like, what's the next interesting one? I guess it's what, 3? Okay.
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 And what are fizz, right?
Is that what it is? Okay. Yeah, cool.
Do we want all capitals, all lowercase?
Oh,
Doesn't
what is it?
matter.
What is it?
On the website, it's capital F and then IZZ.
Okay.
Lowercase.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let's run it.
And now we fail.
Okay. And it was that one that failed. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Came back with 3.
Cool. Okay. So what we need to do here.
You just say if 3 fizz, but I don't think that one. It's not right.
We could. Well,
It's-
you know what? But why would we want to do it that way, right? Because it would make
Yeah.
it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, maybe we should. Because then, what if we did like another number is divisible by 3? Like we did 6 next. Because it's all number. I don't know. What do you think?
How about? Yeah. What's the mod for Java? I don't know. Is that?
50%? Okay. Yeah.
Oops.
Number mod 3 is not a Boolean.
Oh, right, sir.
Right. This isn't C.
Yeah. Luckily.
Dennis Ritchie cries. Yeah, they got an extra print there too. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Do you usually
cool.
do that, or do you leave
You
it
don't
off?
need to. So, like order of operator precedence, because I'm sure everybody's read the Java language spec, right? Yeah. Such that. Yeah. What? Before bed. Nice.
And I suppose we don't even need 2 of these, right?
Oh. I know you're breaking my heart.
Really?
So I got a story for you. So okay. I always put in the braces, and the reason I always put in the braces is because when I was in graduate school, I spent like an hour and a half trying to debug a problem that was caused by bad indentation and not using braces. So it's like, I vowed that day that never again will I ever forget that. So
Well,
and then like all the C programs were like, oh, you're an idiot. So anyway.
Well, I just took functional programming, and Mark Jones said, get rid of them all. So,
Right, yes, because
he's
well,
the opposite, right?
well, yes.
All right, so we'll wrong one again. All right, run this one again. There we go.
Nice. And then how would you run the whole class
Yeah.
too to make sure that it's still? Yeah. Sweet. Okay, my turn again.
Yep.
Okay. So what's next?
So we're FizzBuzz.
5.
5. FizzBuzz of 5 is buzz.
Or we could do 6 just to make sure 6 is really working. But
Oh, okay.
because that should pass automatically.
It should, but you know what? Let's.
Just in case.
You know what?
Or-
Oh, I wonder if we should refactor. I was going to mention that. Nah. Well, because there were a couple of. Let's do one more and then refactor. Okay. So copy, paste. Oops. Paste. Nope. Oh, which operating system am I using?
yeah,
I am
it's a-
using. Yeah. So
Windows.
copy. Nope. Undo. There we go. Copy. Paste. Yeah, there we go. So 5 is buzz. 5 is buzz. And I'm going to start using keyboard shortcuts. Okay, and that, yep, sure enough. Yep, okay. So now that's hard. So then else if number mod 5 is 0, then return buzz. Okay, and we run this dude. We run all my tests. Excellent. Okay, we're green. Okay. So, refactoring. I think there's some places to refactor. What do you think?
Mhm.
Where do you see refactorings?
I mean, unless you, I don't know. Do you want to get rid of the hard-coded numbers and just put in multiples? Or?
Well, I think I want to get rid of these, like this constant right here.
Oh,
I want to refactor,
okay.
right? So I
Yeah,
see 2 opportunities for refactoring.
Mhm.
The first is make these guys constants.
Yeah.
And so I want to make those constants, I guess, in this class. So I then want to say refactor. Actually, there was something. Can I find? I need to look
If you
that
right
up.
click on top of it, you might,
yeah?
it might be able.
Oh yeah, right, there it is. Refactor. Huge empty menu. Okay. And I want to say extract constant, right? Yeah. And call it fizz. Fizz. Okay, and then the same thing here, which is probably like what? Option Command C. Yes. There's also where is that? There's a thing where you can say you can type in an action. And I'll have to look it up sometime. Anyway, okay, cool. So those things refactored. It's complaining that it can be private because no one else uses it, but that's about to change. And so then this is fizz, FizzBuzz, .fizz, and then this is FizzBuzz.buzz. Okay, so then let's rerun this whole thing again. Yay, everybody passed. There was one other refactoring that I was thinking about doing, because all these tests are like exactly the same.
Mhm.
So I was thinking that we should refactor out just sort of like a method does all this and just pass in like the expected and the actual, or this is the yeah. So then this would be like, I don't know. Let's see if this works. Sorry, that was extract variable number, and then this is expected, and then turn this whole thing into a method. Refactor extract method, and call it what? Assert that FizzBuzz of number equals, I don't know, it's a super long name. And it's like, you've got two other code fragments that look exactly like that. Let's replace them. Oh yeah. All. Go for it. Okay. Oh, and then I can like inline these guys. So refactor. Nope. Refactor inline. All references remove variable. Do the same thing. All references for. Okay. Yeah. And then this thing I want to move up. I want to move up. There you go. Okay. Let's run it all again. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that refactoring. Okay, and let's see here, your turn.
All right, what's next?
We've done 3, we've done 5, now we need to do 15.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
okay.
we just go here.
Yeah. Yep.
Oops.
Cool. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's.
So we need to go and create.
Oh yeah,
that.
FizzBuzz.
You could just concatenate.
Oh, that's a good point. Could
Yeah.
we just? Actually, I don't know. I think it should be a separate constant because it really means something different. So maybe like, yeah.
So we want to do it all the way out? Or?
I think that's good.
That's okay.
Yeah, I like that. I think the name of the method though.
FizzBuzz of 15 is yes.
FizzBuzz.
FizzBuzz. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
That should fail. Very good.
Okay.
Because we should be getting fizz. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So now we go back, and we actually need to do it up above. All right.
Yes. Yep. I like the way we reformat each other's code.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
No, don't do that. Right, Gage, you guys noticed? Oh, no, wait. Everything's being undeleted here. No.
Okay.
No. No.
I hate extra
See,
spaces.
it's fun. That's right. Yeah, see, I like extra spaces. It's like, we're like, this is like wacky sitcom thing,
Yeah.
right? It's like, oh, where are my spaces? Okay. Yeah, fun, right?
The odd
Yeah,
couple program.
just like the people in the video, we bounce up and down. Right? Anyway, okay, sorry.
Okay,
we
so-
were getting work done here.
So how do we want to do this? Do we want to do? Do we want to switch this? Change it to a switch? Because
Will that
then-
work? Can we do that? Because I mean,
Well-
the switch is like there's like one expression,
Yeah,
and they
no.
have a whole bunch of different cases.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think. Is there
Yeah.
I guess I'm trying to figure, is there a way to do it without having to do mod multiple times? But not really.
What do you, the viewers at home, think? I can't think of anything now. So okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's just we'll just drop it in at the bottom. Nest, which part of it?
Oh. Yeah.
After mod 3, just do a check in mod 5 and do FizzBuzz otherwise.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Or you do them both. Right?
Yeah, because this way we have 4 cases. That way you'd have like
Yeah.
3 plus 2 nested. I think it's 1 less.
Oh yeah. Well, let's get to work, and then
Yeah.
like
Then
we
we'll
can
see,
refactor it and see if it's more readable or more understandable or more correct.
And then skill concatenation, you just add the two statements and builds.
Yeah, that's good. Just do
That's
115.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is all good. Let's get to work. So like, let's get to work. Let's get it green, and then we can refactor. Because I'm hearing lots of good ideas for refactoring.
Right. Yeah, can you do just 50?
I don't know. Let's write a test for it first.
All right. Now, are we going to have precedence issues there? No, because
That's good.
it's okay.
Yeah.
So equals has precedence over and.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's try it out.
Well, let's not compile it because there's red there.
Oh, right. Oh, I got to do something with that. All right.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, let's run all the tests. Make sure they still all run. Okay, nice. Okay,
Okay.
refactor.
Yep. Okay. So refactor source, right? As opposed, we don't.
Yeah, I think the tests.
Yeah, tests is
tests are good.
All right.
Okay, so then, right? Is it better to nest? Is it? Should we just say mod 15? Is that right? Let's see here. If a number is divisible by 3 and divisible by 5, is it always divisible by 15? I think the answer is yes.
I think so.
Think so? Okay, that's nice.
Okay.
Still run.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's correct. It's not as explicit. So like, so now if we came back and looked at this code again in a month, and maybe we didn't have the kata description in front of us.
We wouldn't know that this.
Yeah. That really it's saying if it's 3 and 5, we've made the leap. This is more performant. It's only one mod operation in a comparison.
Right.
But we're not writing embedded code here. I don't know, but as a matter of fact, the compiler might be smart, or the JIT might even be smart enough to do the same thing. So I don't know. This works. So I guess I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, would this be a point where you'd put a comment in? Up, this is where your doc command would come in and say.
Yeah,
kinda
maybe.
what you're
Yeah,
doing.
and maybe have a little inline comment, which is optimized to be 15 instead.
1, 3, 1, 5.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So
My turn again. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What's left?
So there's another struct condition in the bar about
Oh.
it's in addition to this,
Mhm.
if the number has 3 in it, like 35
Okay. Yeah.
or 35
Bad
is
example.
also,
Yeah.
so
13. Right. Yeah. So say.
No, 13 says here that
Oh.
it prints 13.
yeah, so if the number has 3 in it, then it says fizz, even though it might not be a multiple of 3.
Oh.
And if it has a 5 in it, it says buzz, even.
Oh, if
even
it has the
it's not a
character.
multiple.
That gets like a different thing, right? I mean, that's like instead
Yes,
of
yes.
this.
2 in
Stage 2.
So like
Okay.
52 would say buzz, even though it's not a multiple of 5.
Oh, okay. Huh. That kind of seems like a different kind of. That would be a completely different implementation, right? So instead of using mod, you would use something else.
It's both.
Yeah, you'd have
Oh,
to
it's
do both.
both?
You have to do an or.
Yeah.
If it's mod
Okay.
15 or it's got a 3 or 5, 3 and a 5 in it.
You just roll there.
Oh, new requirements. A
Yeah,
number
there you go.
is with 3, or if it has a 3 in it. Oh.
Yeah.
Want to do that? I don't know. What time are we at? 7:30? Nah, I want to get them to do it. So, you guys can fork it on GitHub and do it. Well, wait, you're
I'm
ready to go.
not-
Are we done?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, no, we haven't printed out.
We haven't printed it out yet. Okay.
So, haven't done
Okay.
anything.
So let's. Well, I don't know. I think we've implemented the business logic. That's the important part. Okay. So let's commit these. Okay. So implemented the logic for FizzBuzz. Commit. Okay. Okay, so now we need our main method, which would be our FizzBuzz main. FizzBuzz main. Well, maybe we could do this test driven also. So let's go to the FizzBuzz main IT. There. Okay. So then. Can everybody see it okay on the screen? They can. Good. Okay. So let's see here. Does this thing take any arguments? This doesn't really. Right? It just prints it 1 to 100. Right. So then, what is this? So test, public, void, invoking main method, prints FizzBuzz 1 to 100. Okay. So let's see here. Invoke main. Yep, with no arguments. Put that into a variable called results. And then out. So result.get text written to standard out. Oh boy, we got all sorts of stuff to assert. How are we going to do that?
yeah, that's what I was
Oh, what did it look like? 1, 2 is, well, I don't know. So if it's got like all of this stuff, I think it's good enough.
yeah, for
So
phase
assert that out contains string. Okay, wait a second, sorry. Contains string. You know, we're just gonna expect it. So we'll create a contains string. Right? I mean, well, you know,
Yeah.
magic of cut and paste. Okay. Run that. Okay, but was nothing. Okay. Okay. Want the main method?
Alright, so main.
Yeah, blow all that away.
Boom. Okay. Don't care about the args. So for loop.
Yeah. For loop. I think they'll be most readable.
Now, do you when you name your is I acceptable for a?
I think it is.
Okay.
You know, we could call it number, I suppose, but you know, everybody recognizes this as a for loop.
Oh yes, sorry. Thank you. All right, what do I do right now? Oh, we need to. What was the shortcut to bring it up?
Oh no, it's imported. I think it's you're like invoking a constructor there or something. I think what you want to do is you want to call the FizzBuzz method.
Right. There we go. All right.
Okay. Oh, that's just like a quick.
Oh
refactor.
yeah.
Well, and so what's that going to do? That's going to invoke it, but we want to print it out.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so
That's good.
like that.
Yeah, I think that's right. Let's give it a whirl.
See something there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Okay. Right. There we go.
There it is. I'm going to run it from the command line just to see. So let's see here. Oops, that's the wrong directory. State Java summer 2017, and this would be FizzBuzz. Let's say Maven clean. Verify. Let's just see. Make sure everything works for Maven. Yep. And so now when I say java-jar target FizzBuzz.jar, type into what?
Yeah.
Well, there it was.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no. It's way up here. Type into less. Okay. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I could probably. I suppose. Well, it doesn't make any sense to assert against all of this. Although maybe it would, like if you wanted to then change things, refactor, but we don't.
Yeah.
So. Okay, awesome. I think we're done.
All right.
I think you're done.
Thank
Give
you.
this guy a hand. Hey, thanks. That's yeah. I really appreciate it. And you don't need to do quiz 3 unless you want to. So, yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Cool. So that's what pair programming is like, right? It's a conversation between two people. There's back and forth, right? It was sometimes we were focused, sometimes we were joking around. It's okay. It's working with people. What are some of the things that you observed?
You guys both had different style.
Yeah, we did. And actually, that's cool. So, Jason's been doing this for a while, and he has his way of working. I have my way of working. And I think that's to be expected when you have people who have never paired before. But what I've observed is like everybody at work, they've figured it out. And so then some people is like, oh, my last job, we always put braces on the following line. But okay, we do hear it a little differently. Okay, first couple of months it's a little awkward, right? But then you figure it out. And actually, why is it important to have standards for coding conventions and variable naming and things like that? Readable code, yeah. And I think immediately readable, things that are approachable, as opposed to, when you're looking at a piece of code, you want to be focused on what that code is doing, as opposed to sort of looking at it sideways and saying, okay, wow, that's not the way I'm used to seeing a for loop expressed. Right? It just seems more foreign, and that's just another impediment to come over. Good. Okay. Let's talk about Project 3, because I know you all want to do that, and I don't want to forget about it this time. And then we'll do some pairing of ourselves, and there'll be a break in there. So let's look at Project 3. I'm going to say sitting down. This is comfy. Okay, so that was Project 2. Project 3. Okay, so Project 2 was all about storing your airline to a text file. That's where you get to use the Java I/O libraries. Project 3, you get to use libraries for formatting dates and times and things like that. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be adding what's called pretty printing to your application. So somebody asked, hey, wait a second, we can add a whole bunch of flights to a file. Can we print them out? And the answer is, well, now you can here in Project 3. So remember I said in Project 1 that get arrival and get departure, which return Java deal date, you don't need to worry about? Well, now you need to worry about them. So I also want you to get experience using the date class. So please override get arrival and get departure to return something other than null. Similarly, you should re-implement your get arrival string and get departure string methods to return strings that are formatted using dateformat.short. So it's not just some string that you pass in. Now we're going to be modeling your arrival time and destination time as Java util dates. So you'll make that change. Another thing that I want you to learn about is some of Java's built-in utilities for sorting data. So now the flights in your airline are going to be sorted, and here's how they're going to be sorted. They're going to be sorted alphabetically by the code of their source. So sort your flights by where they originated. If you have two flights that depart from the same airport, then they should be sorted chronologically by their departure time. So earlier flights should be sorted first from the same airport. If you have flights that depart from the same airport at the same time, those are the same flights. So those are considered to be equal. And so then when you watch the lecture where we talk about the collections API and sorting and the comparable interface, there's this concept of equal, and that's what it means for two flights to be equal. And I recommend that you use the comparable interface. Objects that classes that implement comparable are said to be naturally ordered, meaning that they know how to sort themselves as opposed to having something else order them for you. So, some changes to your existing class, right? You're evolving the code that you started in Project 1. A new class that I want you to write for this project is called Pretty Printer. Now, this is another airline dumper. So in Project 2, you implemented an airline dumper that dumped to a text file in a format that was readable by a computer, by your text parser. Pretty Printer is meant to be consumed by a person, and so it's pretty. But it also implements the airline dumper interface, right? Airline dumper, all it knows is how to take an airline and write it out to some destination. And so now this destination, and in some format. And now the format will be the pretty. This is your opportunity to use the date format class, or a simple date format, or wherever you want to use, to format your dates to look cool, to look nice. There's also a class called Airport Names that will print out the location for a whole bunch of airports that was accurate as of like 2002 or something like that. So if your favorite airport isn't there, don't worry about it. It'll anyway use the Airport Names class to get the city name of the destination and originating city. Also, the Pretty Printer should include the duration of flights in minutes. So say how many minutes it should be there. So there's a lot of data that's presented here, and part of the project is to make sure that data looks nice and is readable by a human. So you've got all that new functionality, and this is driven by a main class called Project 3. Project 3 has all of the arguments that you are familiar with, plus a new option, which is dash pretty. And dash pretty takes a file. And this will either print out to the file with the given name, or if the dash file is dash, it prints it out to standard out. So this is like a Unix convention thing. So if you write to something called dash, then it prints out to standard out. So your pretty printer needs to be capable of printing both to a file and to standard out. And if you read up on the I/O classes, there's a way to represent this kind of nice and abstractly so that your pretty printer can easily handle both. And we still have text file, print, and readme, just like you did in Project 2. Let's see here. Oh, okay, some new requirements. The 3-letter airport codes given on the command line should be case insensitive. Note that the airline should be pretty printed after the new flight has been added. So it's like add a new flight, then pretty print it if dash pretty is on the command line. And change in specification. We're no longer dealing with 24-hour time. Now we're dealing with 12-hour time, which means that there are now 3 command line arguments for the date. So you'll have to change how you parse your command line. And so now we've got an example day and time that would be a day date, and then a 12-hour time, and then AM or PM. And so to parse this, I recommend that you check out classes like simple date format and all the stuff in the Java text package for parsing that, or some of the new Java.time APIs that were introduced in Java 8. Those are fair game also. You can learn about those in the Java 8 lecture. As always, graceful error handling, please. So if the command line's messed up, if the format of the day or time is incorrect, or if the 3-letter code does not correspond to a known airport, and airports are known by being in that airport names class. Any questions on this project? It's due in 2 weeks. Yes?
If arrive time is less than depart time, then the program will exit, saying invalid data.
If arrive time is less than I didn't specify that. I'm not going to test that. So actually, you could. I think I took a note last year to change that, and you can have right. Negative duration is the time traveling plane. That's okay. 1.21. Yeah, okay. Fine. Yeah. Back to the Future reference. Right? It's the second time. These things always come in threes.
The program saying incorrect data?
I will not test that case because I didn't specify it. So go ahead and what?
Depends which direction you're going across the date line.
Whoa, that's right. I suppose. Yeah.
Fly from China to here, it would be you're 4 hours before you left.
Yeah.
Well, it depends where you measure your time from, too.
Yeah, it gets confusing. Right. Okay. But no, this is all good. You're thinking, good,
So the
good
simple
ideas.
date format has a attribute like time zone, so you can actually.
Yes. However, the command line doesn't have a time zone, and so then local time. Okay, so well, let's just pretend they're all north and south plains. So have you going from Oregon to California?
Yeah, so I was using simple date format for the project one.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things I noticed that, so I was trying to test different cases and trying to break my code.
Yes.
So I gave a date as 2/30
Mm-hmm.
to simple date format.
Right.
So it doesn't exist.
That's not a real day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what it does is it would take 2 as February and then add 30 days to it. So it counts
March 1st or something.
March 2nd.
March 2nd. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is, I had this thing with the simple date format. I don't know why, so I just wanted everyone to
Yeah.
know that.
Turn that off.
Yeah.
There's a command to turn simple date formatter and then stop doing that.
Is that like set lenient?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, on the date format, yeah, there's lenient mode, and so if you set that to false, then I think it'll be a better. And also the Java 8 APIs, the new stuff in Java.time might be better about that. I think that's yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's good to know. It'll set lenient. Okay. Any other questions on the project? Well, as you think of them, please ask them on the community. Okay. So. You saw 2 people pairing up here, and now it's your turn to pair with someone else. So we've got another kata that I'd like you guys to look at. So scoring a game of tennis. So hopefully most of you are familiar with the game of tennis and how it's played and how it's scored. I'm not going to read the kata to you. You can do it to yourselves. By yourselves. Okay, do the following, please. So, in the next, do the following. Find yourself a partner. Figure out if you want to use a keyboard. I think we have 20 keyboards, which probably isn't enough for everybody, but there's a lot, keyboard and mice. And by the way, if there are a odd number of people, or if you want to pair with me, we can pair up. And do the kata together. To get you started, I created a project here in this repository. I created a GitHub organization for the class. Actually, who here has a GitHub account? Most people? Cool. I'd appreciate it, and I'll put something up on the community sometime during the week too. I'm experimenting with using a GitHub organization, how that works for the class. And so I'd like to get you guys part of the organization so that you can easily commit to repositories, and you can create your own, I suppose, if you really wanted to. And so then, I'll send something out. I'll put something on the group, and I think what you do is you give me your GitHub ID, and I'll invite you to join the organization, and then we can all collaborate, which is something I want to do next time. Anyway. So I'll put this in the in this thread we got going here. I'll just damn it, where'd that go? Okay, thanks for pairing, Jason. Everyone. So feel free to clone this GitHub repository to get you started. Oops, get you started. With the tennis kata. Don't do that. If you're not someone that knows much about GitHub, find someone who does. And here again, I recommend that you clone this repository. I'm sorry. Well, wait. Clone it. Yeah, clone it. You don't have to fork it, or you can fork it into your own. And then this will give you like the whole Maven project, basically the same point that Jason and I started with with the FizzBuzz kata. But this will get you started there. That'll probably save you like 10 minutes of like creating the archetype and renaming everything. So hopefully that'll help you get started more quickly. And so then read over the kata. I recommend that you brainstorm a bunch of. Actually, we'll spend like when we come back, so please spend a few minutes brainstorming some test cases. We'll talk as a whole group about some of the test cases or get people started. And then we'll break into our pairs. We'll do, let's say, like 25 minutes of pairing. And then we'll come back and discuss what we learned. We'll see what time it is, and we'll iterate until we're ready to go home. Some of you are ready to go home now, too. Anyway, and I'm not going to stop you. I'm not that strong. There are a lot of you. No. Anyway, no, actually, so if you ever want to experience pair programming, I recommend that you experiment with it. This is your time. So let's, we'll take a few minutes and do what I said. Read over the kata, find yourself a pair, get a keyboard if you want to share a keyboard, clone the GitHub repository, and we'll have a good time.